Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. So today's routine is very specific to helping you get relief from SI joint pain and also just pain in the glute area that can also be performance syndrome related. So the SI joint pain is felt on the glute side. It can also radiate down hamstring and also be felt in your lower back, and it's really frustrating. So I really like to focus my routines on adding stability and support around the lumbopelvic hip complex and just really stabilizing that area, because I found through experience that that's really the only way to get relief in the long term. I do try to minimize mobility and stretching, although I do use some of it, but I like to use self-myofascial release before the routines instead of stretching or a lot of mobility exercises, which could unfortunately add more instability in that area. What you're gonna need today is something to do the isolated hip adductors, which is gonna be squeezing your legs together. So either use a cushion, a thick pillow, or just a foam roller. And the other thing as well is a very light lube band so that we can do some abductions as well. So I'm gonna be taking you through this whole routine so that I can add some tips and guide you through them. And one very important thing is I don't want you to push through the pain. If there is an exercise that you're feeling that pain radiating when you are contracting, then I want you to adjust the contraction, so maybe do it more gently. And if that doesn't work, I want you to just skip through the next exercise. You really want to only choose the exercises that work for you specifically, and we're all different, so just don't push through the pain. That's really important. So before we get started on the routine, I just want to share really quickly how you can do self-myofascial release to help release some of that tightness in that area and also in the piriformis, because many times the piriformis gets really tight from the SI joint pain, so it can definitely affect it. So what I like to do is just grab the massage ball against the wall and just work on those areas, releasing the glutes and just rolling on the ball, seeing if there's any tight areas, any knots, and just pressing on it for a little bit. I do prefer this routine than lying on the floor, because you can definitely lie on the floor and place the ball underneath your glutes and just press on it. But I prefer the wall release because you can control the pressure so you don't aggravate the pain. If you do this on the floor, all your weight is on the ball and it can be a little bit too much. So just work the glutes side to side and up and down, and see if there is any areas that needs to be released. And this usually is really helpful because it can also warm up your muscles. So I want you to either lie on your back for this exercise. You can also do it sitting, or you can go on your arms and you place the cushion or the foam roller between your thighs. Engage your core here and just draw those lower abdominal muscles in, but you should be able to breathe while you're keeping that contraction. So don't hold your breath. So we're gonna squeeze in and out. We're gonna aim for 10 to 12 repetitions. So you squeeze in, hold, and release. This is a great pelvic stabilization exercise, and it also works the pelvic floor muscles and it engages your abdominals as well. But again, you don't want to be feeling any pain when you're squeezing. And when done, now we're going to be doing the opposite of that exercise, and we're going to work on the abductions. You can get on your arms. You can either do this exercise sitting or lying down, whichever is comfortable. And we're going to pull the band apart and release. Keep your core engaged and keep the glutes engaged as well. So when you're done, 10 to 12 repetitions, then take a break and move to the next exercise. So the next exercise will be the bridge holds, and you can either keep the band on or you can remove it and do this exercise body weight, whichever is comfortable for you. So we're gonna lift up and hold for 10 seconds, and you can just count to 10 and then go down and then back up again. And we're gonna do that 4 times. So whenever you're ready, breathe in, core engaged, make sure that you're not overarching the lower back. You're just gonna lift up, but keeping everything aligned and staying up, pushing the hips up and back down. And count to 10. Slowly back down, up again. And down again, 2 more. Keeping your core and glutes engaged. And go down, and 1 more. Awesome, and then down. And slowly release the brace when you're going down. The important thing is that you want to keep breathing, even though you're tightening everything up, you still want to keep breathing. Okay, so the next exercise, we're going to be doing a bridge and also an abduction to engage fully the glutes and just add some extra needed support around the pelvic area. So whenever you're ready, again, everything is engaged. Lift up, abduction, back to starting position and down. And focus on slow, controlled movement. We don't want to rush this. And actually, the slower we do this movement, the better, because we're going to be adding more tension on the glutes and just activating and really focusing on maximizing activation of the muscle fibers. Very slow. You should really feel your glutes working by now. I'm gonna do 2 more. And down. The last exercise I want to share that you can add here if you feel comfortable, if you don't feel like this is too much, you don't want to be doing too much too soon, but if you feel like you can add another exercise, another great way to maximize that stability is to do the bridge exercise while also having resistance between your thighs. So you can squeeze the cushion or foam roller together, engage the glutes, and push up and hold for 10 seconds while keeping that contraction. So lots to think about here. And slowly back down. And we'll just do 3 repetitions for now. And you can definitely do more the next time you repeat this routine. So just lots of options, and you can definitely add variety and increase the amount of reps or increase the amount of sets. But I would just do this whole routine once and see how you're feeling. You can also just choose 3 exercises to start with and add more. But it's always good to just start with fewer exercises than doing a lot of things and maybe aggravating the pain. So when you're done, you can definitely do some gentle hip mobility exercises, some rotations, and you can also add a few hip stretches. For the psoas and the hip flexors. And when you're dealing with this type of pain, it's always a good idea to have some type of a journal or notebook to write down how you felt after you've done a routine and after certain exercises, because it's always a good idea to track. And this was something that I have done in my own healing journey, where I would always write down which exercises have worked really well and which exercises maybe my body didn't respond that well to, and I can just avoid for a little while. So this way you can just keep doing what works, and it would help you to reduce those pain triggers. So I really hope you've enjoyed this routine. I have so many other resources for you below this video, and many free PDFs and rehab sample plans that you can download for performance pain. So check them out, they're below the video. If you've enjoyed this routine, please consider subscribing and also leaving me a comment. And if you have any suggestions for any other topics or routines you'd like to see more on this channel, definitely let me know. I love getting feedback and also requests so that I can make videos that you want to see and that you can benefit from. So thank you again, and I will see you on the next video.